You are listening to the So Now What podcast with Lana Manikowski, episode number 170.
So now what? These three words raced through my mind time and time again during my journey through fertility treatments. I tried desperately to have a child, but never was able. I yearned for a community to join that could understand my struggles. I couldn't find one, so I created one with the So Now What podcast. I love that you found us.
Hi, beauty. Welcome to another episode of the So Now What podcast. This is the show for women who are ready to stop waiting for life to begin and start creating the life that they love, even without the children that they dreamed of. If this is your first time here, hi, I'm Lana. I am a certified life coach. I'm an infertility advocate. I'm the founder of the Others Day Brunch and now an author of a new book called So Now What? And I'm so glad that you're here. And I hope you know that this is a place for women who have done everything they could to become a mom and are now trying to figure out what life is going to look like because it turned out so differently than they imagined. If you're childless after infertility, if IVF didn't work, and you're navigating the quiet ache of a dream that didn't come true, you're in the right place. In this episode, I'm so excited to share it with you because it just might change everything. So I'm going to start by telling you a little story. This past Memorial Day weekend, my husband Jack and I took a trip to Mackinac Island. It is in the northern point of Michigan, and it's right where Lake Michigan and Lake Huron meet. We went up there with my sister and my brother-in-law and our niece and our nephew. And if you've been there, you know it is a place where the world just seems to slow down. There are no cars on the island. There is just horses and buggies and bikes and the rhythm of your own footsteps. And it's this kind of place that invites reflection, whether you're planning for it or not. It just kind of takes you back in time. So while we were up there, we celebrated Jack's birthday. His birthday was on Memorial Day. And the night of his birthday, we went out for dinner. And you know how they bring you out like the dessert with the candle in it. So it was really a cute moment. Jack blew out the candles on his little dessert. I can't remember what they brought him. I think they brought him a brownie. And my 13-year-old nephew Zachary asked him after he blew out the candles, "Uncle Jack, what's your goal for this year?" And let me tell you, my nephew is the cutest. He's this old soul, very thoughtful, very funny and witty, but I don't know, I can't wait to see what he does with his life because he is just one special kid. And of course, my niece, which I absolutely adore. If I had a daughter, I know that would have been her. She is just like my total mini. But anyway, Jack blew out the candle and my nephew asked, "What's your goal for this year?" And that question just stopped me in my tracks, not because it was some big, deep question in and of itself. It's because where it landed in my body. I've spent most of my adult life chasing goals, and maybe you have too, especially because many of us went through infertility. And for those that did, you know exactly what it means to live a life one goal to the next. Get the diagnosis, start the treatment, take the meds, do the shots, go to the appointments, find the doctor, change clinics, find a new clinic, do research, recover, repeat, try again. And when that season of your life ends and you don't leave with the baby, that was your goal and that was your dream, you're left in this weird place. You're exhausted, but you're also directionless. You're heartbroken, but you don't want to stop. You're so used to chasing something that standing still feels like a failure. So when Zachary asked that question, "What is your goal this year?" something old and familiar stirred me. And that reflex that I've had for years to assign myself to something to conquer, something to fix, something to achieve. There's something that I see as goal fatigue that I was carrying around when I left my fertility treatments without a baby. So that night, laying in bed next to Jack, I said something I've never said out loud before. And I told him, "I loved that Zachary asked you that question, but maybe the better question is, how do you want to feel this year?" Because when we start with that, we start with the feeling. And the goals don't have to carry the weight of our worth. They don't have to prove anything. They just get to be expressions of joy that we're already connected to. So now I want to say this gently because I know your nervous system probably has been living in fight or flight for a very long time. You might not even know how you want to feel. You might be so used to setting goals and chasing outcomes that the idea of slowing down to feel anything, especially something good or peaceful, totally feels out of reach. And I want you to know that that is okay. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're just tired. And goal fatigue is real. After I stopped IVF and decided I wasn't going to pursue donor egg or adoption, I became a workaholic because I didn't know what else to do with my time or my energy or my grief. And I want to tell you, I made it work. I hit the big numbers. I made the multiple six figures year after year. I won awards. I got the titles. I got the recognition. I had the plaques and the performance reviews and the promotions, but I still felt like crap because none of those achievements ever gave me what I was really chasing. The sense of pride and fulfillment and peace I thought motherhood would bring me. And yeah, those big wins made me feel good, but only for a little while, maybe a week, maybe two. And then I was right back on the treadmill looking for the next thing to chase. Because when you don't know how to feel proud just being yourself, you keep trying to earn it. I'm going to say that one more time. When you don't know how to feel proud just being yourself, you keep trying to earn it. And that's why I want to talk today and offer you a new way to live, or at least consider living. Not one where you give up goals, but one where you lead with feeling. Because when you lead with how you want to feel, you actually blow your goals out of the water. You stop trying to prove yourself and you start moving from alignment, from connection, because you become more grounded, more creative, more magnetic. And the things you've been chasing, they start to find you. So right here in front of my desk, I have a window in front of me, and on the window, I have these sticky notes that have been up here for a while now. And each one has a different word on it. And they're words that remind me how I want to feel every single day. Maybe not every day the same thing, but different days, different things. So here are some of them: desirous, loving, powerful, capable, eager. Those are my reminders because when I feel those things, I don't need the next goal to validate me. I already start to create my day and start my day from a place of enoughness, not from desperation. That's when my book got written. That's when my connection to my husband got stronger. That's when my body started to feel like mine again because I stopped treating my life like something I had to conquer and I started to create something that I got to enjoy. And I didn't know that that was possible. People didn't tell me that. No one told me I was allowed to decide how I wanted to feel. I just thought that life happened to me. And when the things in my day happened, I would feel the way that I felt because of those things. And so many people live their life from that belief, and it gets exhausting. So I want to ask you, how do you want to feel this year? If your mind is drawing a blank right now, that's okay. That's where I come in. That's where I help. That's what I help women figure out every single week in my coaching program called Thrive After Infertility. It's where we ask the questions that nobody might have asked you before. Your fertility clinic didn't follow up to ask you, now that you're not a mom, how do you want to feel? How do you want to move forward feeling? No one thought to ask you that. And if you're not ready to give up on goal setting altogether, that's okay too. Trust me, I still have goals for myself. I know what I want for myself. So don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't have a plan, but I lead from how I want to feel to create the goals that I have and the things that I want to do and the things that I want to accomplish. So let me offer you just one goal for this week. book a Thrive call with me. Let me show you what I am talking about. I promise you, it will be the most grounding, honest, hope-filled 45 minutes you have had in a long time. And you don't need to bring a plan. You just need to bring yourself. On that call, I will help you reconnect with what you actually want, not just what you've been told that you should want or what you should be doing or what your people around you are doing and achieving. You can find the link to it in the show notes. And you can also find in the show notes links to my YouTube. Did you even know I had a YouTube channel that you could watch this episode and me looking janky half the time recording these episodes? You can watch me on YouTube and connect with me on Instagram. So let me help you reconnect with what you actually want. Ask yourself, how do you want to feel? Not someday, not when the next big goal is complete, but now. Because when you start there, your life becomes something that you get to live, not just survive. So I can't wait to learn what is out there waiting for you, and we can do it together. I love you. And remember that it's never too late to discover your meaning. I'll talk to you next week. Hey, real quick, I just want to tell you about an awesome resource I created. If you have ever found yourself in conversations with people, or maybe people offering you suggestions about what you should do to become a mom, it's called The Top 27 Things People Say When You're Childless and How to Respond. You can get your copy free at lanamanikowski.com/things people say.